Hi, you are listening to the Diary of a Medium, Stories from the Spirit World podcast. I'm your host, Ep5, psychic medium, spiritual mentor, and founder of the Modern Mediumship Academy. This podcast is for you if you have ever been curious about the spirit world, if you've had weird, unexplained experiences, or signs from the universe that you have dismissed but secretly you couldn't forget. Because mediumship isn't just for the chosen few. It's already within you, and it's time for you to claim your power. Hello, and welcome to Diary of a Medium Story from the Spirit World podcast. Today's episode, I am going to be doing a Dear M segment. So in this segment is going to be questions that either people have sent to me or that come up in my masterclasses or when I'm teaching my students that I am going to share with you and hopefully give you some answers. So one of the biggest questions that people ask who are just moving in or they're exploring the spiritual space is, what is the difference between being psychic and being a medium? This is a great question. Okay, being psychic actually means that you are tuning into the other person's energy that you are reading. So if you're opposite someone and you're having a conversation with them, you might be reading their energy, or you may be what's going on with them. You can tune in to places and situations. Often people who give really good advice are often quite psychic because they are good at seeing a little bit ahead of where the person is, right? So if that makes sense. So tuning into their energy field, so like their aura, we're connecting with them, and then we're receiving like information, impressions about that particular person, about their life situation, about things going on for them. If you are someone that does future predictions, you might be able to see some things that's coming up in their future. But you receive the information through the knowing, the feeling, the hearing, all the same kind of senses, all the same senses as you would mediumship. So how do mediums actually receive messages? So mediums actually receive messages, as we said, through the clairsenses, and these are traditionally known as the clairs, which generally would be through clairvoyance, which is seeing through the mind's eye. You've got clairsentience, which is like the feeling of something. It might be a physical feeling in the body, or it might be just like a feeling of energy of something. It might be clairaudience, so you hear something internally or externally, and then claircognizance, which is like you're knowing, you kind of just know something about a situation. So these are the clair senses that we use, but these are actually coming directly from the spirit world. So we are intentionally connecting with the spirit world in order to receive information, and this information that we receive as a medium would be about the loved one in spirit. It would be about their relationship together. It would be memories about them. It would be facts about the loved one that's in the spirit world. So it wouldn't be just about the person that was in front of you, okay? Because it's almost that for me, it's this feeling of connecting upwards when I'm connecting to the spirit world. And then when I connect psychically, I'm connecting forward to the person that I'm reading in front of me, right? So that's how it works for me. And it will be different for everyone as well. Like some people do actually connect psychically going up as well, connecting to guides, loved ones and ancestors as well. So however that is for you is perfectly fine. That's just how that works for me. So if you are going for a reading with someone and you're going for a psychic reading, you are getting information or a reading around things and events that is going on for you right now. If you're going for a mediumship reading, then you are going to a loved one in the spirit world that you want to hear from. So that's the difference. Now, lots of psychic mediums do combine readings as well. Often I do that as well. We might bring in some psychic information and then we may connect to a loved one in spirit. But it's important to know that there is a difference between the two. Now, the next question that I had was, how can I tell if I'm making it up? This is a great question, all right? So often when we are in the fear and we are just starting out in our journey, and even sometimes this does happen to mediums as well, they can lose confidence in their readings or what they're receiving. And it's really important, and this is the one thing that I would recommend that you do, that you spend time yourself connecting to your own guides, your own loved ones in the spirit world, because that is going to strengthen your connection to spirit, so that can actually strengthen your connection when you're reading for other people. Now, this might just be like 10 minutes a day or 15 minutes a day sitting with yourself and receiving guidance and information. So when I sit with my spirit team, I'm receiving guidance and information for myself, for my journey, so that when I am connecting, I know that I'm receiving information from them. And this is the biggest hurdle for a lot of psychic mediums, because they receive information and then they're just not sure. Now, often what can happen here as well is that we're receiving information when we're out, when we are in public, when we're around other people. So we're like, is this me? Is this something I'm receiving? And in the beginning, it is really about having boundaries yourself around when you are not connected to spirit. Now, again, you have to feel for this, right? You might be someone that wants to be switched on 100% of the time. But for me, what really helped me in my development was to have a discernment of time of when I was working with spirit and when I was not working with spirit, which meant that energetically I was able to discern when spirit were with me and when it was actually my own brain. So I hope that kind of makes sense. So this is really about creating a little bit of a routine with yourself to build that connection with spirit, to understand, to feel the energy difference when you are connected and when you are not connected, because that is going to be the biggest thing that's going to tell you whether it's you or whether it's spirit. Okay? To do that, it's just 10 minutes, 15 minutes a day, connecting to spirit for your own downloads, for your own information, for your own guidance, and then being able to understand, okay, when I am here in this space now I'm connected to spirit. So for me, when I go into a reading or I go into a teaching session, I am working with spirit. So everything that spirit give me, everything I receive in that time, I know is coming directly through me from spirit in way of guidance. So I don't second guess that, because I know spirit are with me right at that time, because that's my deal. That's my deal with spirit. And I have an understanding and an agreement with them that anything that they give me in those sessions, then that is for me to then pass on to, you know, my sitter, my recipient, the loved one, because I have full trust in them that they know what their loved one needs more than I know what their loved one needs. Okay, so I hope this helped with regards to the difference between psychic and mediumship. So psychic is reading the person in front of you. Mediumship is being connected to a loved one in the spirit world. And also we talked about how mediums receive messages, which is through the clairsenses. So often they can be very subtle as well. Just wanted to presence that. Like, it doesn't have to be a huge difference. So it's getting used to your own energy, knowing what is your energy and the subtle differences when you are connected to spirit. How can you tell if you're making it up? Yeah. So, you know, really just understanding that the difference between when spirit are connected with you, when you are working with spirit. It's having that discernment and those boundaries. And that might not be something that you keep like the whole journey, but in the beginning, as a developing medium for me, being able to go between connected and not connected and know the difference energetically was a massive thing for me, because it allowed me to build trust with myself and with spirit, because I know that I'm connected right now. I am here with spirit. Everything that is coming through me right now is from the spirit world. So I hope that helped you and answered maybe a few questions that you have as well. So if you actually do have any other questions that you want to bring to me, please feel free to email me on the email address in the show notes, and I would love to answer those questions for you. Thank you so much for tuning in today, and bye for now. Thank you so much for tuning in to Diary of a Medium, Stories from the Spirit World. If something in today's episode has sparked something within you and you are curious about your own spiritual gifts, then check out my website on how I can support you. If you have your own story to share, then please reach out. I'd love to hear from you. If you want to support me, you can subscribe, leave a review, or simply share this with a friend. So until next time, trust yourself, trust spirit, and keep listening to the whispers from the universe. Bye for now.